Hey, welcome to Five Lakes Garage, the home of random projects. We have lists, we have Jeeps, we have trucks, we have food. You name it, we got it. So help out the channel by just hitting that subscribe button. And if you like the video, go ahead and like it. And if you really like the video, like it and then tell a friend. But stay tuned, enjoy yourself. I'm gonna let you go because I got stuff to do. Hey, welcome back to the channel, and today we're actually going to do a little bit of a throwback. As you guys know, that I do have a lot of projects, and a lot of the projects are really random. Anything from wood that you have behind me, or trucks or cars or cooking or yard work or whatever. But I did have one project that I actually did finish, and I did video the whole thing, but I did not edit a lot of it only because I was so tired. I do have a day job, so working all day at the day job and then trying to do this at night and try to beat the rain and beat all the weather and stuff like that, I wasn't able to get really good footage. I did get some, and hopefully you guys are okay with it. I had a couple of requests to actually finish showing this project, but as you can see, the shed is finished. I do have a double door, one on either side. It has been painted, it's been sealed, and it has actually worked out really well. There's a couple little odds and ends I would change, but all in all, it is great. I get all of my yard work stuff out of the main shop, so I can leave space for Jeeps and trucks and Tacomas and all that good stuff. But anyway, take a look at the rest of the video. I just kind of did the best I could as far as editing, and let me know what you think. Enjoy. Thanks. Hey, welcome back to Five Lakes Garage, and today's going to be the third installment of putting up the shed. We've already got one video on the floor. We got another video on the walls. Now this video is going to be for the roof. Now this is the most annoying thing ever. Other than the floor already starting to buckle up because the lumber is a piece of crap. But I'm going to show you some quick measurements that you can do using your quick square of how to be able to get your bird's mouth and also your angle on top of the crest up there. So what I did to start off is I put up, I don't know if you can see that very well, but I put up some extra hands. I am out here all by myself. It is getting late. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening, and of course it's pitch black, so I do have some lights going on, and I have another 2 hours before I have to pack it up because I got neighbors. But what I did was measure off 4 feet because that's how tall I really want it to have. That's gonna be my rise in the center. So I measured it off 4 feet, including the 2x6. That's all the way up to the top. And then when I did my calculations, I went ahead and cut a template, and I put it up there just to make sure that it was the correct measurements and the correct angles and that type of thing. So what I have left to do now, I have one template. I'm going to go ahead and cut off all the rest of them along with that template, and I'm going to show you real quick how I got that template. Let's go. All right, when you're actually looking at the roof itself, the biggest thing you're going to need is your quick square. These things are awesome. You're also going to need a calculator, which I was using my phone, and a piece of paper so you can actually draw some pictures. So this is basically what I came up with at the end. I actually did the mathematic stuff. You can go on the web, go on the internet, and find different sites that will help you figure out what's your rise, what's your run, and that type of thing. You need to have it in a 12-inch increment. So you have 12 inches here, and then you have your rise here. So my 12 inches here is 9.6 rise. So that's a 12 by 9.6. That 9.6 is going to come in very handy here real soon. But when I did my measurements, here's all my calculations. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So we can use, now I'm gonna butcher this name, because I haven't really done this much since school. So it's the Paragallium theorem. It's the P theorem. Yeah, go ahead and laugh at me. I don't care. That's fine. I can't see you through the screen, so we're okay. So anyway, I know this is a right angle. So basically, I have it 10 feet across. I wanted to do 5 feet as the center. That will be my total rise. So I took 5 feet for the total rise. All right, so I did 5 feet for the total run, and then I did 4 feet for the total rise. Now I can't make this any taller than 12 feet. I've already made the measurements, and I'm right at 12 feet. You go above 12 feet, you need to get permits. I don't really want to go down that route, so we are going to put it in as 12 feet. So I'm only going to rise this up 4 feet. So I do 5 feet and then 4 feet. That would be my right angle. And then using the P theorem, I'm just going to call it that, I can figure out what that run is actually going to be. So if you have C, which is your run, I mean is your length, and so you take the square root of A squared plus B squared. So I already know my A is 5, my B is 4, so 25 plus 16, take the square root of that, and I got 6.5. So you can use that. If you want to put it in inches, you can do that the same thing. You can do 76 3/4 inches is the actual full length. They are slightly different, but they're close enough to be able to do what we're doing here. So once you have your rise and your run, then you can figure out your angles. And actually, that's where the quick square comes in really handy. Now you can take the sine and the cosine and all this type of stuff and actually figure out the different angles of so you got A, B, and C. So you can figure out these two angles because it's a right triangle, but you need sine, cosine. You don't really need to do that with, as long as you have a quick square. So if you figure it out, 12 inches in, you have to do 9.6 inches up. So if you look on your quick square, you have common, you have top. So right now we're going to worry about common. So you have 8, there's 9, 9.6, go right in the middle. So I'm putting it on the board, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, I got my quick square. I have my board. Now, according to my measurements, it is 9.6 for my common, right? So that will be my rise. For every 1 foot, you'll have 9.6 inches. All right, you can calculate that all the way out to your full length and make sure that you are correct before you cutting your board, because if you cut it once and it's not right, you can't really cut it again unless you got it too long. So I'm going to take this, so this will be my end, and then I'm going to pivot this out until I get 9.6 right there. I'm going to mark that. Whoops, I moved it. So I'll move that. All right, there is my angle. I don't need to find anything, not when you have your quick square. So that will be my angle. Now, if this was your bird's mouth, you can flip this over. Most of the time, what you want to do is do the, you got a 2x4. So you're going to come in 3.5 inches and then cut over. That will be your bird's mouth. That's what's going to sit on top of your header cap. And then you can sit there, put a little mark there, cut that out with a skill saw or a scroll saw. And then you want to have an overhang, right? So I already got a cut over on the other side, which mirrors this. It's just the overall length. And then you take your tape measure. Let's say you want to have a 6-inch overhang. So I want to put that on 6 inches. Take my quick square again. I'm going to mark that right there. And then I'm going to go pivot around to 9.6. Boom. There's my second cut. There's my 6-inch overhang. All right. Now, that was very quick. That was pretty quick, and I know that did not do it justice. So what I'm going to do is in the description, I'm going to put a link to a dude that's on YouTube that explains it very well. So follow him as far as if you don't understand this completely. He explains it very well. He's really good. You should check him out. But I don't know his name right offhand, but I'll have it down in the comments. So anyway, I'm gonna cut up a bunch more of these and I'm gonna put those up, and then we'll be starting on the next phase. All right, update. Well, I got a few rafters in. I don't have all of them because I broke my nail gun. I'm gonna go see my buddy tomorrow, see if I can get that fixed. Maybe I can borrow his. But I'll give you a quick update on how everything's going. Well, we got our main top ridge on. I started cutting all the ones that are with my template, and now it's well past 9 o'clock, so I'm shutting it down. My neighbors do want to sleep. But a couple little things to remember. When you put it all the way to the top, nail it, toe it on top, nail it from the side, all that good stuff. They do sell these little brackets that you can put on. More than likely, what I'm going to do, once I get everything up in there, I'm just going to take some 2x4s, cut them down, and just nail them all the way down, just to give it a little bit more rigidity. Also, if you want to look right here, all right, every joist needs to have a hurricane strap on it. You can tow it in just like they used to do it back in the day, but today's day and age, put the hurricane strap in there. They're not that expensive. I think they're like $1.20 a piece. Maybe actually less than that. I think it's like 38 cents a piece for those. Then you just grab a bucket of nails, nail them in, and you're good to go. Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna go find me another gun, and hopefully I'll have at least a few minutes of daylight so that I can at least put a roof on this thing. I don't know if I'll be able to get siding on before Thanksgiving, but maybe this weekend, if it doesn't rain too bad, we'll put some siding on. Anyway, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna get cleaned up, and then I'm gonna go to bed. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Later. Oh, and by the way, so on this job, I've broken my miter saw because it tipped over and broke the handle. Got a pieces ordered for that. Maybe I'll show you that one. I just broke my nail gun, which maybe I'll show you that one when I rebuild that one. And when I try to put my lawnmower back in the garage, I take the choke, ripped it right out of the console. So yeah, I'm batting 1,000. It's gonna be awesome. All right, all the rafters are in. My measurements came out pretty good. I did have a slight issue with it starting to lean. I guess I was leaning on it a little too much, so I got a small ratchet strap holding it straight until I can get the upper walls in and roofing and that type of stuff. So what I'm going to do now is throw some plywood up there, and then we're gonna have to start shingling it. It's supposed to rain here in the next day or two, and we need to get this stuff done. And tomorrow morning I gotta meet some people on the trail to do another VTO. So I think it's coming out okay. Kind of sucks by yourself, but hey, that's what we got to do. But yeah, I think it'll be all right. So I want to keep working on this. I got to get some lights out here because it's getting ready to get dark again, and we should be in good shape. So once I put some plywood up there, I'll show you a couple tricks on that. All right, it's getting dark. I got to get my lights out, but the rafters are almost done. You can see up there, I have one more to do on each side. And basically what all that's gonna do is that I'm gonna cut some of the scrap up and we're gonna leave an overhang. On this particular one, I did leave a 6-inch overhang on this side. I might just do a 6-inch up on here. And what you wanna do, since I do have some more 2x6s left, is that we are gonna go all the way up to the peak and then come all the way back down. So you don't have to worry about the bird's mouth on these. These are just going to be suspended from the supports that you're getting ready to put up. I can show you those here in a second. But basically we're going to cut them all up. We're going to nail them into that last board, and then we're going to nail that board on top of those. And then once that's done, then we can put the fascias and the plywood and all that good stuff, and then we'll be ready for shingles. I don't know if I'll get to that tonight, but hopefully tomorrow night, because it's supposed to rain on Thursday. So let's keep going. All right, so I got my first one up, as you can see. Just got to replace, do the same thing on the other side. Now I only went 6 inches, and then you have another 1.5 inches for the actual board, and then we're gonna have a facial board, try to clean it up a little bit. I was gonna do like a 1x8 for that, just to give it a little bit of beef, make it at least look like a little bit of beef. It's not gonna be a lot of beef due to the fact it's only 2x6. It's fine. One thing that you probably noticed, yeah, I taped up my hand because when you shoot a nail through it, it hurts and it bleeds a lot, so don't do that. So anyway, I'm gonna do the other side, and then I can put some sheeting on. Stay tuned. All right, so I'm getting ready to start this side, and this is something you don't want to do. All right, if you see right there, okay, I got one piece of plywood there, one piece of plywood there. Now on the second level, I should have flipped them, and I already nailed one down before I realized it, so now I have a crease there. I don't have enough board to redo it, so I'm just gonna leave it there. But that should have been the long side, that should have been the short side, vice versa, whichever, so that it goes up and then over, then up and over. Yeah, it happens. It's late at night, I was tired, and yeah, I'm tired of working on this thing already. But what we're going to do today is going to go ahead and shingle this side. Now what we're going to do is actually put tar paper down. It's only a shed, so I only picked up the 15 pound paper. If I was going to do a house, I would definitely do the 30 just in case. And what we're going to do is actually put that down and staple it. Bring your hammer with you, because make sure the staples are all the way down. If they're not, they're going to go through your shingle. You need to overlap it. Start at the bottom, work your way up. Excuse me, overlapping at least 6 inches, if not more. And then once you get all the way to the top, just make sure it's trimmed up so your air vent is not covered. So, and I'll show you the air vent once I get all the way up to the top. So once I get the tar paper down, I'm gonna do it all the way over, and then I have a starter strip. Okay, so basically this, you got a starter strip of shingle. What you want to do is at the very bottom of the roof line itself, have a starter strip. If you have just regular shingles and you don't have the starter, then you just cut the shingle in half and then put one layer down. And what you want to do with that is that your shingles have grooves in them, and you need something underneath that to be able to have the water run off. So you put a layer of that down, and then you start your shingles going up. Now there are lines on the shingle itself. Okay, so this is the shingle itself. So you have a line here and a line there. This in between here, there's a layer of tar, and what you want to do is have all your nails in that line. All right, don't go above it, don't go below it, or else it will possibly leak. So when you put the second row of shingles down, you're going to put it down to the bottom line. It's going to cover up your old nails, and then when the water goes, it's going to go up over that one and onto this one and onto that one, etc., etc., etc. Water always usually flows downhill, so make sure you have your overlap and make sure you nail it down. Now as far as the lip goes, you can see there I do have quite a bit of an overhang. Now what I'm going to do there is actually, I still need to put my baseboard on. I'm going to use like a 1x8 type of setup, so I'm going to put that up there, so that's going to be like 1 inch. And then you also have there's a bead that you kind of put around it. I can't remember the name of it, but usually put that up there. It's a shed, I'm not really that overly concerned about it. Sorry, I'm trying to rush here because I am running out of time. Hopefully this will actually come out okay, but the lack of time is killing me right now. So anyway, once I put the baseboard up there, I will run a chalk line all the way up to make a straight line, and then I have some really big shears that are made for shingles, and I'll just cut all the way up to try to make a straight line all the way up, so it doesn't have to be 100% exact. You try to just get it close so you don't waste so much material. So anyway, I'm going to roll some paper up, nail it down, or staple it down, and then start with the shingles. And you'll see it probably when I'm done, because I don't have time to film it. Thanks. All right, so we got the tar paper up. I need to move my ladder to go ahead and staple that last little section. I just couldn't quite reach, but it's okay. I did overlap it anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. I did have a little extra up on top. Just take a razor blade and kind of cut that off, and we should be in good shape there. So now I'm going to go grab my starter and roll that down, and then I should be able to start shingling. The good thing about that starter thing though is actually it has a sticky back, so you pull the plastic off and you stick it on there so you don't have to sit there and hold it all the way across while you nail it. So that actually works out pretty good. So anyway, I want to put that up there and start shingling. All right, so we got all the shingles on. We did overlap them a little bit more on either side. We can trim that off a little bit later, make sure each one is exactly right. Most of the professionals, they're just that good and just make it right every time. But I'm not a professional, I'm just a weekend wheeler here. So anyway, if you look up top, I have a ridge vent. It is about 8 feet long. And what we're gonna do is actually incorporate that with the ridge cap. And I took some measurements, and basically we're gonna have a 15.5-inch ridge cap. So I'm gonna come down here, I'm gonna cut down shingles that are 15.5, and basically gonna nail them here, fold them over, nail them there. Basically you're just capping off the top. Once you get over to the ridge cap, you're gonna tuck it underneath, and then you'll be able to put stuff on top. Now, when you use a ridge cap, they should give you these longer nails. They're just basically, it looks like roofing nails, but they're just a lot longer. Use these for the ridge cap, because if you use a nail gun or the smaller ones, you're gonna start pinching it, then you get waves and nasty, and you don't wanna do that. So anyway, I kind of scuffed up the roof a little bit, because it happens. But anyway, it's starting to warm up. They're starting to lay down. They're gonna start getting sticky. And then once they get sticky, then I'm not gonna pull them up anymore. But ridge cap, and then I'm done with the roof. Holy guacamole, I'm so happy when I'm done with the roof. Anyway, I'll start getting them up and you'll see what it looks like. Oh my gosh, it's finally done. As you can see, I got my ridge cap on. Now it's about 14 feet across. It's a 12-foot shed, but you gotta leave some overhang. So it's roughly 13.5, 14 inches, feet rather. But the ridge cap is about 8 feet, which is totally fine. Don't do it like I did and nail your ridge cap down and then go back and like, oh, maybe I should have cut out the shingles from underneath it so that the air can vent out. Yes, I had to take it all back out again and cut that out. Not a big deal. I was able to take care of it. Still sealed all the holes and all that crap so it does not leak. But I have a roof on the shed, which is great. So the next thing I need to do is actually finish up the walls on either side, and that'll be part of the wall video. And then once we get the walls in, I'll go back and get some more supplies because we need to put trim all the way around, all around the doors, all around the corners, all along the eaves. As you can see right there, those are 2x6s. So we're gonna get like a 1x8 to make it look like it's a little bit more beef. And we're gonna have it hang down. And then we're going to put, just so critters don't want to get up there, we're going to put a vent and a soffit up there as well. So easy peasy. And we'll, yeah, it's coming along. It's just taking forever. But I still got some daylight left. So I'm going to try to make as many walls as I can with the material I got. And then tomorrow I'll go back over to the depot and pick up more supplies. So anyway, so this is about it for the roofing video. So stay tuned for the next phase when we do the trim and the siding and that type of thing, because there's gonna be a couple of little tips and tricks on that one. Like I said before, I'm not a professional, but I like to get my hands dirty. Also put nails in my hand, which sucked. I broke my saw, I broke my nailer. Tried to move my lawnmower, broke that. So I got a lot of fixing to do. So anyway, I need to get this done. So I will catch you guys later on the next phase and we will get it done. Walls and trim and make it look pretty. And then I'll get it approved by the HOA to make sure I did it properly. Until then, stay tuned and we'll see you in a bit.